Today marks day 2 of Donald Trump's criminal hush money trial. Jury selection continues this morning.
Hundreds of prospective jurors must now answer dozens of questions. CBS 2's Christina Fan is live in Lower Manhattan. Christina?
Cindy and Chris, good morning. Jury selection began around 2:30 Monday afternoon. And as an indication of how long this may take, the very first question the judge asked the first pool of 96 potential jurors was if they could remain fair and impartial during the course of the trial. After that first question, about half of them were dismissed.
Former President Donald Trump waved as he walked out of Trump Tower in Midtown for the first day of his hush money trial. At 100 Center Street, a crowd of supporters and protesters gathered outside, watching as he became the first former president to stand criminal trial. Before entering the courtroom, Trump briefly spoke.
Nothing like this has ever happened before. There's never been anything like it.
Before bringing in prospective jurors, Judge Juan Merchan and attorneys went over other matters. The judge said he would not recuse himself after the defense filed a motion. He also denied the prosecution's request to play the Access Hollywood tape, during which Trump is caught on a hot mic talking about grabbing women, saying, "I don't want jurors to hear Mr. Trump's voice. To play the tape is so prejudicial." But prosecutors will be able to bring up what he said. There's a pool of about 500 prospective jurors. The judge explained to them the defendant, Donald Trump, is charged with 34 counts of falsifying business records in the first degree. The allegations are, in substance, that Trump falsified business records to conceal an agreement with others to unlawfully influence the 2016 presidential election. Trump is accused of characterizing payments made to Michael Cohen as legal services, when prosecutors allege they were actually meant to reimburse Cohen for money he paid to adult film star Stormy Daniels to hide an alleged affair. Sources close to Trump's legal team tell CBS News they will soon push for a change in venue, arguing Trump can't get a fair hearing in New York. For now, Trump will continue to be at the courthouse as jury selection continues.
Now, there is a limited gag order in this case, and the prosecution wants the judge to find the former president in contempt, saying that he has been posting on social media about potential witnesses in this case. The judge has set a hearing on the matter for next Tuesday. Reporting live from Lower Manhattan, Christina Fan, CBS 2 News.
Christina, thank you. The trial is expected to cause traffic disruptions around Manhattan. Drivers should expect delays whenever former President Trump will be on the move between the courthouse in Lower Manhattan and his Fifth Avenue home in Midtown. Finding parking will be more difficult. Barricades have been set up outside Trump Tower, and 56th Street will be closed between 5th and Madison Avenues.
Seems inconvenient. It's going to go on for quite a few weeks, right? So that's probably going to cause a bit of an issue.
It's a little disturbance for everybody, you know, as far as people driving, trying to get to work on time, leaving to get home safely. It's a little disturbance, but we have no control over it.
Something you have to take into account. People supporting Trump and others not in favor gathered outside the courthouse yesterday. They were all outnumbered by a large crowd of media members there to cover this spectacle.
Stay with CBS 2 for continuing coverage of former President Trump's historic criminal trial. You can also find the full jury questionnaire and more on our website, cbsnewyork.com.